All right, I'm going to call this meeting of the Coventry Technical Review Committee to order. It is Tuesday, October 14th at 1:34 p.m. The first is a determination of a quorum. I do see that we have a quorum of the TRC present. Next is emergency evacuation plan. We are all heading out the rear doors of the building or of this room and then right out the building. Next is approval of minutes for September 15th of 2025. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Director McGee. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Principal Planner Designee Chase. Any comments or discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes, say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. The next item for discussion of TRC is discussion or comments on the project Village at Tioga. This is item number 4.1. This is for comments to the Planning Commission. This is a preliminary plan, major land development comprehensive permit. Owner applicant is 232 Realty Associates. The project has access off of Tioga Ave, East Shore Drive, Minglewood Drive, and Tiffany Road. The applicant proposes to develop 176 units comprised of a mix of single-family units and multifamily units on approximately 27 acres of land as a comprehensive permit. A minimum of 25% of the proposed units must be deed restricted as affordable. Side access is proposed from Tioga Ave, Tiffany Road, East Shore Drive, and Minglewood. Public water and sewer access for the development is anticipated. I think before we go through TRC comments, I just had a few notes that I wanted to read on this particular application, as we have some web resources and other resources available on it. First, we do have a dedicated web page on this project, and that web page will stay the same as the project moves through different meetings and up to the stage of the Planning Commission. And that dedicated web page on this project will have links to PDF documents, a summary of next steps. That web page will be receive any updated documents that we receive as we move through the review process. And you can find that web page by going to the Town Planning Department webpage, and there's a link right at the top for Village at Tioga. There are some physical materials that we have available if folks want to take them home. There's a packet of materials on that back table over there. If anyone wants to grab it, it's just a summary of next steps that planning staff wrote, as well as the project narrative and the site plan that the applicant has proposed. A note on public comments, particularly as it relates to this project, because we have received some public comments that were directed to the TRC and not to the Planning Commission. So it's worth noting the TRC does not hold public hearings. What this means is the TRC does not take public comments verbally at the meeting. We don't read the written comments we've received at the meeting, and we don't have a role in responding to the comments individually. The role of the TRC is for town staff to provide their own technical comments on the application for consideration by the applicant and the commission. So the TRC, it's worth noting our role, we don't make a broad recommendation on the project to either approve or deny or to delay the project for more information. The TRC's role is just to comment on the application as it stands today. The Planning Commission is the ultimate decision maker for this project. The Planning Commission has the authority to approve or deny or to ask for additional information from the applicant. So my suggestion is all public comments that we receive should be addressed to the Planning Commission. All public comments we receive on this project will be shared with TRC members. They'll still see it. But if we receive a comment addressed directly to the TRC, then we actually can't share that with the Planning Commission simply because we can only share it with the group that it's addressed to. So my suggestion again, if you have public comments, direct them to the Planning Commission. All comments will still be shared with TRC, and then that makes it clear the Planning Commission can also receive that comment. Public comments in general, I will also share with the applicant as we get closer to, as we pass this meeting and as we get closer to future meetings. All public comments will be shared for the applicant, so they have a chance to review and respond as we get closer to the public hearing. And all public comments should be sent to me, Doug McLean, Director of Planning. My email address is dmclean@coventryri.com. trs.gov. As a next step on this project after today's TRC review, the town's peer reviewer who will review the plan for issues of traffic and transportation will continue their review, prepare a written report on this application, and then that report will be provided to TRC, and we'll have additional comments and TRC review of that matter and anything and any other issues on this project at the November 10th meeting of the TRC that will happen back in this room, the town council chambers. We envision at this point that the application will be brought to the Planning Commission on November 19th, although that date is not currently 100% firm. That's what we envision at this early stage. That's when the Planning Commission will initiate a public hearing as we foresee it. Next steps, all this information I just spoke about and next steps on the project are all available on the project website that I described. So with that background out of the way, we're now ready to hear the public or the TRC comments on this application. I'll begin with you, Mr. Haggerty, if you will.
Comments on Village at Tioga are as follows. Number one, planning staff notes that the development is being proposed as a state-enabled comprehensive permit application with access to public water and sewer, which makes it eligible for a density bonus of an additional 5 units per acre above the baseline zoning allowance per Rhode Island General Laws 4553-4. The applicant has provided a yield plan that states the baseline zoning allowance for the subject property affords a total of 39 units. Number two, the applicant's yield plan does not appear to meet the minimum zoning and subdivision requirements for the subject property and should be revisited by the applicant in a timely manner to verify the correct number of units per the baseline zoning allowance. Number three, per the density analysis in the project narrative, the total developable land eligible for a density bonus is 24.67 acres. With a state-enabled density bonus of 5 units per acre, the minimum allowable number of additional units is 123.35. Therefore, according to the applicant's calculations, the minimum number of units for the subject property is 162.35 units, as achieved through a combination of the baseline zoning allowance, 39 units, as currently presented by the applicant, which requires further verification, and the additional density bonus of 123.35 units. Number four, the applicant has proposed to develop 176 total units, representing 13.65 more units than the applicant's own calculation per the minimum density allowance, as well as minimum density bonus per Rhode Island General Law 4553-4. Number five, per state law, 25% of the proposed units must be deed restricted as low and moderate income LMI units. The applicant has designated 45 units, exactly 25% as affordable. Planning staff requests that the applicant provide the proposed locations of the LMI units in a timely manner. Number six, the applicant has indicated is offering optionality on the proposed ownership of the internal access roadways as either privately or publicly owned. In earlier correspondence between the planning staff and the applicant, the town indicated that all proposed internal roadways should be privately owned and maintained. Staff seeks confirmation from the applicant on this point and requests the applicant make all related revisions to its application to confirm their approach in a timely manner. Number seven, planning staff has safety concerns with the limited access to the townhome units in Area 3 and requests the timely consideration of an internal through road to connect areas 2 and 3. Additional details on this issue and all of the transportation design and traffic circulation issues will be subject to further study by the town's third-party traffic peer reviewer prior to an additional review of the same by the TRC. Number eight, planning staff requests clarity as to the extent of the off-site roadway improvements that are currently being proposed by the applicant. The traffic impact study submitted by Crossman Engineering recommended that Tiffany Road be widened to a minimum of 22 feet from the proposed site access road to Area 3 to Old North Road. This information is inconsistent with the site plan submitted by DePreet Engineering, which depict the proposed roadway improvements terminating at the entrance to Trafford Park Drive. Planning staff requests the applicant provide clarity on this point in a timely manner. Number nine, planning staff requests the applicant consider including additional sidewalks for further safety purposes in a timely manner. This issue will be subject to further study by the town's third-party traffic peer reviewer prior to the additional review of the same by the TRC. Number 10, Crossman also recommended the minor trimming of existing roadside vegetation along Tiffany Road as part of a road widening and the installation of any proposed entrance landscaping elements to maintain driver sight lines. Planning staff seeks additional details about the tree planting for this proposal, including specific approach to proposed roadside treatments and plantings. The applicant's narrative refers to a quote-unquote detailed landscape plan as a submission document showing the tree plantings, but no such document was submitted. It is also noted that the applicant seeks a waiver from the minimum spacing for street trees. Planning staff requests the applicant provide such details and plans in a timely manner. Number 11, the applicant has requested 4 submission waivers from the preliminary plan checklist listed below. Planning staff requests clarity on the applicant's rationale and approach to the submission waivers below and requests that such information be provided in a timely manner. That is item number 15, location of existing wooded areas, notation of existing ground cover, any trees over 50 years old. That's number 35, proposed location of proposed permanent bounds and corner markers if applicable. Number 39, proposed improvements including streets, lots, lot lines, setback lines, and curb cuts with lot areas and dimensions. And number 49, open space plan for residential cluster developments and residential compounds, including proposed location, dimension, and area of any land proposed to be set aside as open space or dedicated to the town, or fees in lieu of land. This plan shall also contain a proposed maintenance element. Number 12, the applicant has set aside 10.36 acres of the proposed development as open space, noted as lots 202, 203, and 204 on the site plans. Planning staff seeks further clarification in a timely manner on the applicant's approach to the proposed open space and any related restrictions on its future use. Number 13, the applicant is seeking a waiver for the affordable units from fair share development fees designated by Chapter 106, Section 106-6, fair share development fees for an amount of $6,878 per unit. It is unclear whether the Planning Commission is the proper entity to consider waivers from this townwide fee structure. Number 14, planning staff seeks confirmation from the applicant in a timely manner that the proposed limit of disturbance for Area 1 will not encroach into the required 25-foot no-cut buffer for historic cemetery number CY 076. And number 15, planning staff requests the applicant revise the plan set to include a 20-foot wide gravel access easement to facilitate access and periodic maintenance of the historic cemetery.
Comments on the plans, comment 1, sheet 3 of 24, general notes and legend, grading, drainage, and utility notes. Update note to reflect construction start and completion dates. Comment 2, sheet 16 of 24, road E, plan and profile. Any OWTS components that are excavated and removed off-site for the existing house must be properly disposed at a licensed solid waste landfill. Comment 3, sheet 17 of 24, pond complexes A and D. There are numerous notes that state that site contractor coordination is required with a licensed soil evaluator or Rhode Island registered professional engineer, and visual soil inspections are required by a licensed soil evaluator or a Rhode Island registered professional engineer. Another note states the need for direction from a site engineer or geotechnical engineer. Additional information is requested to clarify the contracting specifics of these professionals and their reporting requirements. Stormwater Management Report, comment 1, 2.3, post-site conditions, underground infiltration system, E&F. The design of UISF incorporates an overflow that drains to water quality infiltration pond D. Due to grade issues, UISE does not have an overflow pipe. Please explore options that can be incorporated into UISE to ensure that downstream housing is protected from the 100-year storm event exceedance. Traffic impact study. Engineering takes exception to the proposed roadway connectivity design of Area 3 with the existing and proposed abutting roadways. The proposed improvements to Tiffany Road are insufficient and do not provide an adequate level of public safety. Further design considerations are requested. Connectivity improvements shall be provided between proposed Road A and Road B to ensure 2 points of access to Area 3 of the project. These comments are pending the conclusions of the peer evaluation of the traffic impact study. End of comments.
Thank you, Engineer Levesque. Fire Lieutenant Mann.
For the Village at Tyoke, the safety concern is how Section 3 is designed. I also feel that Section 2 and 3 should be connected. and hear back from the subject to the review by the peer reviewer for the traffic study.
Thank you. We'll move to the other side of the table. Chief Witt, do you have comments?
Yes. The police department has safety concerns with the lack of access to Area 3. We recommend interconnecting with a through road between Area 2 and 3. And this issue should be reviewed by a traffic study, peer reviewed prior to further approvals.
Thank you. And Director McGee.
Yeah, the comments from this office need to be separated for both portions of this application. The portion of the project that includes the condominiums which exit onto Tyoke Avenue is not opposed as long as the project infrastructure remains private. The portion of the project that includes the single-family homes which exit onto Tiffany Road is a safety concern. The peer review traffic study is definitely needed. And one thing that this department always looks at is the health, safety, and welfare of the residents. And that's where the safety comes in. That's all.
Thank you very much. I believe, unless I've missed anything, that concludes all of our comments on this application. I ask the applicant if they have any questions or want to offer any responses. You're more than welcome to at this time, although it's not required if you don't have anything you want to add at this time.
Good afternoon. Thank you. This is Greg Guglielmo from Dupree Engineering. We really thank you. We don't have any comments. I mean, it was all great commentary. A couple of things we'd probably want to mention is that in terms of the connection between 2 and 3, we're not opposed to the connection between 2 and 3. We believe that it works the way it is now, but we also understand the town's concerns as well. So that's something that we'll definitely look at before we are at the planning board. And same thing, I think it came up about public versus private roadways. Same thing, we have no concern either way. We are open to discussion with the planning board as to if they would rather have the roads public or private. I think we addressed that at the pre-application meeting as well, that, it just from a taxpayer's perspective, it's a private road. If it's a private road, the homeowners would have to pay for the maintenance of those roadways, where if it was, if it was a private road, they'd have to pay for the maintenance of those roads. If it was public, that would be part of the taxes. So obviously a concern for the future homeowners either way. The applicant is fine with whatever direction the town would want him to move. I think that's it. Most of these others I can address in a letter, so it's probably not worth bringing them up right now.
Sounds good, Greg. Quick question
yep.
on those points you just brought up. At this point, is it clear whether you as the applicant are proposing this as private or public roads, or is that an item that
No,
you do not
no,
have clarity
no.
on?
I think we would want to have that discussion with the planning board.
Understood?
Yeah. There's probably additional requests for relief, given the things Greg's coming up with, so.
So at
maybe
this
it's a
point,
Conversation.
you guys don't have a clear request of this as being public or private. You're going in with, could be either.
Yeah,
you're-
well,
and
I
you're-
think ideally on the developer side, they're public, right? So if there's a request from the town to make them private, I think what that looks like and what additional relief we'd be requesting from that can be incorporated and put in front of the planning board.
Would
should
you
they choose.
say what you're proposing is public, or would you say you're not sure on that yet?
What we're proposing is public,
You're proposing public?
but it's from feedback that the town wants it to be private, then that's the conversation to be
Okay.
had.
Makes sense to me. And then, just so it's clear at this meeting and the next meeting, we'll make comments on the plan as it stands in front of us as the TRC. Certainly, if you're amenable to some of those changes, that's helpful feedback to receive. But we can't address, changes that you haven't made to the plan yet. We're really just here to review the changes that are on the plan as they stand in front of us. I get the sense that you're not anticipating making changes prior to the November TRC meeting?
I don't know. Well, that's a conversation with public or private is just a notation, but
Okay.
the rest of it, we'll talk
Yeah,
with the team about.
we'd probably address most of it at the planning board meeting that night. I
Okay.
don't see us submitting any additional information before that time.
So TRC should continue to make their comments on the plan as it stands
Correct.
right now?
Yep.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Couple questions. To the one from the planning TRC comments, number 2, the applicant's yield plan does not appear to meet minimum zoning and subdivision requirements. Is there any other information besides that?
We have notes on that we could definitely send you. Yeah. There's a few issues. At minimum, we know that it's assuming that there would be a waiver provided to reduce the right-of-way width below 60 feet for certain areas of the project design. At minimum, we know that we can't have a yield plan that assumes waivers are provided until those waivers are actually provided. So that's one issue. But we do have some notes on that, and we can certainly send them to you.
And then on Anthony Fire District, just the general comment, the safety concern with how section 3 is designed, is that in addition to the connection?
No, it's connection,
It's just, it's.
the connection issue.
Okay,
Because it would give section 3 the safety issue.
yeah. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Yep.
Sorry, steal your thunder.
Nope, that's all I get. Anything else?
No?
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. Any other comments from the TRC on this matter? Great. All right. Again, I welcome any public interested members. We have resources online to review, and there is a packet of information at the back table if you're interested in taking it before you leave. We'll move on to the next item of business in front of the TRC. This will be item 4.2. This is 1160 Main Street Garage for comments to the Planning Commission. This is a preliminary plan, minor land development proposal with associated use variance. Owner applicant Alexander Deuce Jr. and PH Properties LLC. This is at the address of 1160 Main Street. The applicant proposes to construct a 669 square foot addition to an existing 1,260 square foot automotive repair garage on a 0.26 acre parcel. A minor land development application is required because the addition represents new commercial square footage under 7,500 square feet. A use variance is required because the use of general automotive repair automobile body shop is not currently permitted in the GB zone. This project will be reviewed under Unified Development Review, in which both the minor land development and the use variance will be decided by the Planning Commission. For this one, no special announcements. I'll begin right with comments. Mr. Chase, do you mind reading the comments from planning?
The comments are, planning staff note that this minor land development has been elevated to a unified development application due to an associated use variance. The use variance is due to the expansion of a non-conforming use. Staff note that the entire parcel is impervious surface. Staff note that there are multiple pre-existing nonconformities with the current lot that are not germane to this proposal. Staff note the applicant must abide by section 255 930A2, which states in part, suitable separation shall be made between the pedestrian sidewalk and the vehicular parking or moving area with the use of an appropriate bumper, wheel guards, or traffic islands. And staff will be looking for an analysis of parking requirements to be added to the record plan.
Thank you. Let's move down this way. Director McGee, do you have comments on this one?
Yes, it's a pleasure to be able to provide favorable comment for a company that is experiencing success and wants to expand in town. Business growth within the context of a growing company demonstrates a positive business outlook. This community is identified by the engineer of record. The primary issue would be the approval of RIDEM for a building within a 200-foot riverbank setback. That's my only
Thank you.
comment.
Thank you, Director McGee. And I'm going to ask the other TRC members if anybody else has a comment on this one. I don't believe this one is in your district, Lieutenant Mann. So any fire comments that we get will achieve. Is this one in Central? Chief Katie? We'll make sure we get Chief Katie's comments prior to the TRC report if he does have any, and otherwise he can just send his comments directly to the applicant. Are there any other comments on this proposal?
Yeah, I have a few.
Okay, please, go ahead.
General comments.
Go ahead.
One, submission of a Town of Coventry soil erosion and sediment control application will be required. Town of Coventry commercial sewer application will be required for the proposed sewer connection. And I would like the applicant to confirm the number of employees at this location for minimum parking requirements. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you very much. The applicant is here. You don't have to, but if you have any questions or responses, you are more than welcome to, Mr. Cronin.
The only thing I would note to Director McGee is that we did get the wetlands permit first in this case, which, obviously is logical approach to where it's located. So we have that in hand.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Sure.
Any other comments on this matter before we close it? Great. Then I'll consider the comments complete on both of the two applications in front of us. And with that, I will consider this meeting of the Technical Review Committee adjourned. And it will be considered adjourned at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Mr. Director,